welcome to a brand new day with Montevino Valentine. I am the co-founder of the Pride FX movement. Now, if you have not subscribed, please do subscribe and also like this video, as well as leave the notification bell on so that you do receive future videos we do have here at Pride FX. Okay, perfect. So you must be wondering, why am I seeing a mobile chart? Now, remember, in the past, we used to do mobile strategies every single week on Mobile Mondays. And so this is just to give back to those who still don't have a computer. And even for you, it is an advantage to have something in your pocket or a portable strategy that you can use, and you don't have to be walking around with a modem as well as a laptop or a big computer just to take some trades. Okay, so this strategy is basically based on the boom and the crash market. So let's get straight into it. But before we dive into any other details, I need to give you the settings. Now, for those who are still new at trading, or you don't know how to add settings onto your chart, we normally use the F sign on top. That sign lets us add indicators onto our main window. Okay, so I'm going to remove that, and we're going to look at this in a much easier way. Okay, so we're going to tap on that. And so from the main chart, if you wanted to add indicators on, once again, it's all these F plus signs over here. So when an indicator window is created, you would need to click on these signs for you to add the moving average or the MACD into that window that has been separated from the main chart. Okay, so these signs helps you to add indicators on. So very interesting that you guys know that, because most people would say that they don't know how to add. So that's the easiest way. So let's dive straight into the settings. So the first thing is Ichimoku Kinko Hayo. We have two of these, and the first one with the settings is Tenkan Sen 15, Kijun Sen 15, Senkou Span B, which is 52. You must make sure that the fill is on. And then moving on, you can see I only have two colors. That's the Tenkan Sen and the Kijun Sen, which is blue. And I also made that colors much more bolder to be seen on the screen. And then the rest of it, I made it 1 pixel with a white background. Now the white background is just that I don't want to see those settings pop up on my chart. Okay, so the only two that I would really want to see is the Tenkan Sen and the Kijun Sen. And then the next one is Tenkan Sen, which will be 7. Your Kijun Sen will be 7. Your Senkou Span B will be 52. And then the same applies. The Tenkan Sen and the Kijun Sen will be black. And the pixels I gave it is 3 for that bolder color for me to see. And then the rest of it you can see is 1 pixel. And you can see that I have left them white so that I do not get to see these settings on my main chart. Okay, then we move on to the relative strength index. The relative strength index, please make sure that you do get this right when you are adding the settings onto your parameters. Okay, period is 1, and you're going to apply to close. Now the style, you don't have to change any of the colors there, because it really doesn't pop up on your screen once you have made your parameters 1. Okay, if you go higher on the period level on your perimeter, there will be a moving average that is shown from the relative strength index, what it's picking up on the trend of the market. So the higher you go with the period on a relative strength index, the more information it's going to give you. So what we really want to be focusing on here is adding our own moving average as well as our own levels to the relative strength index. So if you click on the levels, these are the levels that you're going to add. You're going to add 88, 89, 90, 91. You're going to add 50. You're going to add 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Okay, when you're done there, just click back and then click on done, and it will appear on your chart as my first indicator window is showing, right? And so we go back into there. We're just going to add the moving average to this. A very simple moving average, but very powerful when you are using it with the strategy. So you can see the period is 7, The shift is 0. The method is simple. You apply to close. The pixel will be 3, and then obviously the color I have chosen for mine is red. So you can just go back, and then we're going to add another indicator window. Now, before you just click on anything, to add indicator window 2, because remember you're using a relative strength index, you don't want to reset everything and then start all over again. Okay, so what you're going to do is click on the main chart. Make sure that you click on the main chart's F plus, okay, so that your chart does not go back into reset and then you have to redo all the settings from all over. So please make sure that you do that when you are using it. So we're going to click on that and then move into relative strength index. And what you're going to see is that I'm not using a lot of these levels on the second indicator window. Why? Because I want to explain to you why. Okay, so the period is still going to be 1. You apply to close and you move straight into the levels part. Okay, so for many of you, if you are using a newer device, your settings are going to stay the same. But if you are using an older device, it's going to bring up the default settings, which is 70 and 30. Okay, for those of you who are using new devices, you're going to have to delete the old settings and apply the new settings. So once you have done that, just click on the plus sign over here and you're going to add those levels in. Okay, so like I said, you're going to delete it and add these levels, which is 90, 80, 50, 20 and 10. Okay, so very important to do that. Now let's get into the strategy, and very easy to understand as well. But the first thing you need to know, the most important window in this whole chart will be this window over here. This window is so important because it's going to give you the information you need, and the rest of it, such as these two over here as well as this window below, is the windows that is just giving us more confirmation that the market is actually really trending in that trade that we want to take. Okay, so important as well is that you're only going to use the strategy on Boom 1000, and you're also only going to use it on Crash 1000. Don't use it on any other pair such as Boom 500 or Crash 500, only on the 1000 of this pair. Okay, so let's get straight into it. So what you really want to happen on this chart is basically for the market to be buried, actually the moving average to be buried within that zone, right? Once it's buried in that zone, you would have a confirmation to sell, right? But before you just take any sell, you need more confirmation on your side. Now, the first confirmation we would need is confirmation that the market is also actually buried in the levels that we have stated here, 90 and 80. So we can see that it is in the 90 and the 80 zone, right? Now, please don't also take premature trades. As you can see, when the market comes down over here, you can see how many spikes occurs on the way up, right? So please don't let that happen to you. Okay, so very important to take note of those things, that don't just take trades prematurely. Make sure the indicator moving average is buried within that zone, right? So we can see that it is buried in that zone, but we cannot just take a trade. What is the second confirmation we need? The second confirmation we need is that the market is actually also in that zone. And over here, we can see that the market is in that zone. Now, do we take a sell? No, we don't just take a sell. What do we wait for? We wait for the candlesticks to cross over our first Ichimoku, right? Which is the second one that we have listed on our chart, right? And here you can see that the market crosses over. Now what you're going to do is take a sell, okay? Going to take a sell on Boom 1000. It works with the ticks of the market, not the spikes of the market. So after you have a crossover, you can take a trade, right? The time you close is when the market has given you 7 candlesticks of profit, right? So the first one is this one that crossed over. This is the second one. That's the third one, the fourth one, the fifth one, the sixth one, and currently on the seventh one would be your take profit. It works all the time on these two markets, okay? So it's just looking for gaps in the market and how strategies will work with that market. For instance, another one would be this long run down, okay? But I wouldn't suggest that you hold this long, okay? So just as a premature trade, over here we can see the market never crossed over, but if you didn't wait for it to close below that black level, you can see that the market spiked, okay? So please be careful of that ever happening to you, okay? So here we have another one where the market is buried, and what happens after the market crosses, we can see we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 candlesticks. We close and we wait for the next time the market gives us a trade. The reason why I wouldn't say hold is because this strategy is based on scalping, okay? We just need confirmation for us to scalp. You don't have to continuously hold a trade, because the problem that you're going to have is when a spike really does occur and you didn't close, you might be in losses, heavy losses, especially because the strategy was just built on scalping. Okay, so let's go over this one again. Here we can see that the market went up, it spiked, and then it hit our line, and we can see it's buried in both our RSI windows. And so we can see that from there the market crosses over, and what is our confirmation for a trade? That the market closed below that, and after that we take our trade and we hold it for 7 candlesticks. Does that work? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So even with backtesting, you can see that the market is giving you results all the time. So let's move on to another pair, Crash 1000, where you will be buying most of the times within this market. Okay, so basically we had a spike, and this is an example of what I mean. You need to wait for the market to close. So basically here we can see that the market was still in between that level, and then we had a spike. But then followed by that we had a crossover on this one, and we can see that from there we had our 7 candlestick confirmation and then a close. And what happens next? The market spikes 4 or multiple times down, okay? So please be careful of that. And from this point onwards, because it's not buried that much, I would say be careful. But you could have taken a buy trade over here because the market has crossed over, and wait for this candlestick to close, take your buy and hold for 7 candlesticks. Very simple strategy to use. It's just how much effort will you be putting into scalping, okay? Here we have another one where the market bounces there. We have it touching the 20 line, but also as confirmation, we wait for the market to cross over, and we can see that our 7 candlesticks as a take profit is in that zone. Okay, so very simple strategy to mobile users. Also for those of you who really wants to use boom and crash to your advantage, I would say put in at least $100. Try the strategy out, make some money. You can close with a lot of money. Start off small, grow your account, and then take it from there. That's it from me, Montivino Valentine from Pride FX.